Oh, is that Lisa?
Yeah, it's Lisa.
What is she wearing? It looks amazing.
It's a claw hands.
Oh, yeah.
It looks tight.
Does it matter?
The gothic finger
I need to
claws.
know.
Okay.
Finger armor.
Just let us know when we're almost there. Yay, guys. Okay, I love you. Okay, bye.
Okay, goodbye. Hope I don't die.
I'll see you on the other side of this adventure.
All I know is
Get
I'm
all my
just gonna
twitches
keep
out. Get all my
attacking.
twitches
Right?
out.
Just don't think about it.
Just keep punching.
It's what I do.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a super special edition of Venture Maidens, live from D&D Live The Descent. We are all super, super excited to be here and stoked for this opportunity. Thank you so much to Wizards and, of course, Josh and Victoria, who've put together this whole thing. And, well, yeah, I guess if you have never watched the Venture Maidens, welcome. We hope you like what you see here. You can find a lot more of our stuff out online. But let's go ahead and assume that nobody knows who we are. So my name is Celeste Konowich, at @CKonowich on Twitter. I will be your dungeon master today.
And I'm Sage Stafford. I will be your Dwarven Barbarian.
And I am Nassim Etimad. I am Nazgul on all social media, and I am playing your excitable human monk, Sayanur.
And I'm Katie. I'm lazy_mermaiden on Twitter, and I will be playing Farah Valen, your Tiefling Divine Soul Sorcerer.
I am Brian Oxshire. I am at with a K on everything, and I will be playing a human paladin, Carl with a K.
And I'm Greg Leatherman. I'm at Wing on Twitter, and I will be playing a Deep Gnome Bard today.
Yes. So super, super excited to have Brian and Greg joining us as official Venture Maidens now. So welcome, boys, to the
Thank you.
team.
Thank you for having us.
We're very excited to have you. But yeah, let's get into it. So we are going to play a story today using some of the content from the new book here, not spoiling anything for the main story, but we hope you like what you see here. But let's get into it.
Yes.
Yee.
So, our adventure begins in the mean streets of Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is a city known for, what's the place to go if you need anything. And by anything, I mean anything. There's crime lords, there's black market trading, there's also more lucrative businesses, but it's a city where you can find a lot of different things, and that's where our story begins today. So all of the Venture Maidens, you have received a message from Valerius, who, for those of you familiar with our show, he's the quartermaster of sorts for the Sisters of Sorrow, which is, so he's in charge of procuring equipment, everything, and he has sent you all a message saying that he has a contact in Baldur's Gate that needs to speak with you urgently. And this is a person that he trusts very much, and they have sort of a strange message that they need to deliver, and they asked for all of you specifically by name. So they asked you to come and meet them at the Elf Song Tavern, which is a tavern of some repute in the streets of Baldur's Gate, at 8 p.m., so later in the evening. So you have this quest for you. So you have journeyed to Baldur's Gate, gotten there through means perhaps magical or otherwise, and you find yourself at the Elf Song Tavern. So on approaching, the Elf Song is in the eastern lower end part of Baldur's Gate, so it is definitely a place where you have to watch your purses and your backs at all times as you're making your way through the streets here. And you see the Elf Song in front of you. It's sort of a rundown building, but it looks well loved as opposed to have fallen into disrepair. So as you step inside, immediately you're hit by this blue glow of light. Everything in here is not lit by traditional lanterns. It's drift globes that float throughout the space. So everything is cast in the kind of this blue fairy-like glow. And there are lots of tapestries hanging all over the place that divide like the booths, like creating some kind of privacy. You see that there is a beautiful elven woman behind the bar who is currently cleaning out glasses. It looks like a slower night. Only a few of the tables smattered around the bar have people in them. But you do see at one of these tables 2 people that I would like you to describe. Brian, what does your character look like?
So Carl is 24, 25, human paladin. Very normal looking, just kind of nothing really stands out. Kind of a silver dinged up armor, a shield with a nice blue ribbon in the shape of the infinity symbol on the shield. Just, kind of your normal what you would expect to see. Plain guy.
Yeah. All right, and then Greg, tell us, what does your character look like?
So you see deep gnome, very dark, pale gray skin, just a little bit of a white beard. But what's most recognizable, he's got a large red crushed velvet hat with a big black feather, and then a big crushed velvet cloak that covers everything. And he's just sitting there
Ooh,
singing a
looks
song.
Nice. And you notice there is absolutely no music playing in this tavern. None.
Doesn't matter.
All right. You are making your own music.
Yep,
What is
that's
your
what I do.
Your character's name one more time for me?
Gvidnit.
Vidnit.
But you can call me Goovy.
Goofy.
Goofy.
Writing
All
down
right.
now.
Absolutely.
Gooby.
Let's be best friends, please.
Yes. So these are two people that you see when you walk into this tavern here. And then let's go around and describe the three maidens who you see walking in, because all of you are definitely exceptional in this tavern. Most of the folks around you appear to be people who just live in the city, maybe not adventurers. But let's go ahead. And what does Kara look like?
So Kara is a fiery, red-headed dwarf, and she's got these like just untamable locks of red hair, and she has this like perpetual 5 o'clock shadow as well. And so she's a dwarf, so she's only about like 4.5 feet tall, and she's wearing this like very, very finely crafted mithril chainmail, and she's got this sword that has these motifs of water strapped to her side in a scabbard, and you also see this like really just dinged up, like beaten up shield like on her back.
And what does Saye look like?
Saya is probably one of the more everyday looking people. Doesn't look very much like an adventurer herself. Not too different from what I'm wearing, just the breeziest red linens and some wraps to protect her hands and her feet. Hair in a high Ariana Grande ponytail. And
Slay,
yes,
yes.
carrying a quarterstaff, swinging back and forth. And that's about it.
Okay, and Farah.
Farah's a tiefling. She is a beanpole, about 6 feet tall, not a curve on her body, and she just wears like the most casual threads, and her hair is in this short teal bob that is all mussed up, kind of in the way that you're like, I woke up like this and everyone hates you for it.
Yeah.
And
You
then
jerk.
And then she's got like Madam Hooch cat eyes, and she just carries a golden staff with a starburst on top of it. And everything about her is just like, yeah, I'm here. Welcome.
Just
Yeah.
effortless beauty.
Yeah.
You're
So-
welcome, I've arrived.
So you kind of make eye contact as this happens. These two crews come into contact with each other. And so Carl and Gooby, earlier this day, you both had notes that were slipped into your pocket. And you had been able to tell because there was a sudden like burst of heat that had come, and looking down, and this thin scroll had been inserted into your pocket here. And on the scroll it had said, "You are in grave danger. Come to the Elf Song Tavern tonight at 8 to learn more." And there had been some kind of strange symbol on it. What languages do both of you speak?
Undercommon, Gnomish, and Common.
Okay, no.
Common and Elvish.
All right, you have no idea what the symbol means. It looks nefarious. I don't know. Looking at it, you don't feel
No.
comfortable.
Nope.
So you had both received this message and decided to come to the Elf Song Tavern. So you all know that you are here to meet a tiefling woman by the name of Silvira,
Okay.
who had reached out to contact you. This was the person that Valerius had said to meet up with. There had been no name on the note both of you received. What do you think the conversation has been like between you two?
It's probably been very little because he looked, he's on the beat and there's no beat.
There's no beat.
So that's a little, yeah, just like that.
I'm not sure if he's listening, if he really picked up anything I said.
Like I tried to talk to him like once and it just didn't seem to register.
Yep.
So we've just been sitting awkwardly across the table from each other.
Yeah, and every once in a while, the barkeep, her name is Ayla. She's come over and swung by the table a couple of times and offered to refill your drinks. She seems to take pity on your situation in particular, Carl.
I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Got gotta hydrate.
Right.
Anything else Scooby has been doing in this time?
I think like every once in a while I just pull out the note and look at it, and then look at you, and then look at the note, look at you, and then like.
Yeah, absolutely. So the three of you walk into this tavern here. You do not see a tiefling woman at any corner of this bar. But what would you like to do?
I mean, while we wait, I want to sit next to the guy who's singing. He looks like he's already drinking.
Yeah, you can definitely do so as you go ahead and.
Yeah, she just walks straight up to you and she's like, "What are we having? You look like you're
Oh, hey,
having fun."
I'm having a beer. So, would you like? I don't know what this is happening, but if you want to come down, and have a real good drink, that'd be good.
We've been here for like 3 hours, and I've tried to talk to you at least twice, and you said nothing to me.
Oh, were you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Well, let's all sit together then, since it's finally happening for you two.
It's a long time in the making. I thought we were in grave danger.
Oh yeah, I mean it clearly says that I'm going to be in danger. So I wasn't sure if that was you, but now there's more people who might. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is a hell of a first date for you two.
It's not going great, no, but we'll see what happens today. Lots of things can change. Yeah.
I would be up for a second date.
Yeah. And and good. Low standards. I like it.
ship it.
You're gonna do great. What? I didn't say that. And as this happens, suddenly someone in the bar goes shh, 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 and like kind of looks around the bar here, and all the patrons come like snap to attention, and then all of a sudden this tune starts playing. And it's not from anywhere in particular. It just seems to resonate and rise slowly, filling up the whole bar as this enchanting, haunting woman's voice just begins to drift through the tables. And all of the patrons you see lean back in their chairs and kind of get this sad, contemplative look on their face as this song in Elvish, for those of you who speak it, begins to play out across the bar. And the patrons are nodding their heads as if this is something that happens here in the Elf Song Tavern. You think this might be why it got the name. So everybody's, swaying gently in their chair and wait in complete silence until this woman finishes her song. So it lasts about 3 minutes or so. And even the bartender, just staring there down at the table. And then everybody nods kind of to each other and goes back into their cups as this happens. Do you think any of you have ever spent time in Baldur's Gate or experienced this before?
No.
Nah, but I'm
First
pretty
time.
sure I just end up go, oh, that was real good. Oh man,
I liked it. Top
I
notch.
need to learn that song. That was real good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. So who speaks, Carl, you speak Elven.
Yes.
That was a song of just such profound sadness and loss that overwhelmed you for a moment. It was a woman singing about the man she loves who's never coming home. So it was this very somber mood suddenly floods this bar here.
Wow, what a party killer.
I mean, yeah, but we can pick it back up, I'm sure.
Takara goes
Ale.
belly up to the bar and is and leans over to the barkeep. Ayla is like, what the hell was that? That does not seem to be a great business practice.
You're complaining about the music?
I demand the station has changed. I do not like this.
I like this station.
Serious radio needs to really.
Yeah, and the woman looks up at you just dumbfounded that you said this, and that, it's the elf song. This is what happens here. This poor woman is mourning her loss, and we are here to partake in it. You didn't find it beautiful?
It was all right.
Oh, is this a haunted bar?
Yes, she is the spirit of an elven woman who haunts this place. She can never leave until she and her love are reunited.
That is tragic. Well, can we help her? Put
Well-
her to rest?
We have had scholars come through to try to find the source of the Maiden's plight, but nothing has been revealed so far. The spirit will not speak to us in any way. She just sings the song.
Every night? How often?
Every night, the same time, she sings the song. So that's why we don't allow other music to be played here, out of respect.
Oh, this is kind of a bummer, yeah.
Cara looks like really befuddled. She's like, this is a terrible business plan. Like, how do you make any money? The bar's a real downer.
I mean, the tavern itself is pretty run down, like, as you're looking around. There aren't a ton of patrons here, but, you know, it's a thing. It's a niche bar.
Yeah.
It's a sad girl niche bar.
Neighborhood bar.
Super hipster.
Yeah.
Come after breakups.
And the woman continues, well, is there anything I can get you to drink? I see your friends have been here for quite a while. Need another round, boys? And she starts pouring ales for the table.
Dwarven fire whiskey.
Ah, that kind of night. She reaches further up on the shelf and brings down some whiskey for you.
It's that night every night.
So what brings adventurers such as yourselves to my fine establishment?
We were actually told to come here from a friend of ours. Knows some people in the town, and we're looking for them.
A tiefling by any chance?
Silvera, yeah.
Oh, well, she didn't give me her name, but she's in the back booth.
Cara takes her cup and starts making her way over there.
Oh, well, thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the drinks and the song.
Are you
And
guys?
she gives you a look, Clara.
Cara feels a little bit bad, but it's like,
Are you
We're
guys?
not coming back.
We're out of here after this. We're definitely bar hopping.
1-star review on Yelp for sure.
Good drink, sad song.
Oh,
Already
boy.
done.
There we go.
Are we all friends of Valerius here?
Oh, I don't know who that is, so I'm going to say yes.
Wait, but why are you here?
This
Oh,
is first date.
Yeah, well, there's that
Oh, okay.
now.
Aw.
But also somebody said that my life was in danger, so I thought I'd come.
Oh.
I got the same message.
Oh,
And first date.
I mean, I'm pretty used to it being a dread pirate, but, you know, lots of people are coming after me, but this seemed a little bit more specific, so...
You're a pirate?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm the dread pirate Gregory Hayden, but people just call me Goovy, because that was my real name before I became the dread pirate. It's a kind of a long story.
I don't know.
We had
I
a
don't know if I
lot of
see
time to
anything.
go over this, and you didn't talk to me.
Well, you didn't seem like you wanted me to tell my story, so I just... And plus, I had to learn a couple of songs.
Anyways,
Well, you don't seem dreadful to me. Seem quite
Well,
delightful.
give it some time. Some people change their
Dreadfully
opinions as we
delightful.
go.
Dreadfully delightful, maybe.
dread.
But, you know, as long as we're friends, you won't get the dread part. Pirate a little bit, but yeah.
Well, I hope we can be friends.
Oh, yeah,
I
we're
love
already
your hat.
friends. Yeah, oh, it's... This is a long time making. I had to find it in the right size and get the right feather and
Oh,
you
I'm
know
sure.
get the cape. It
Sure.
was a tough process, but you know,
Pulling it
came out
off.
good.
I think he and
thank you.
Valerius would get along really well. He's got
Oh.
the whole velvet
You
look
would
going.
love Valerius, it's true.
He likes very fine fabrics.
Well, you know, after this date ends, I'll go for that one.
Okay, we'll hook you up.
Keep your options open.
Well, you know,
No offense.
Yeah, play the field.
Sorry, we just
You'll get them next
stole
time.
his date for someone else.
Not the first time.
So, Cara, you are continuing to push back towards this back curtained area.
Yeah.
All right, and as you do so this is probably the biggest booth in the place, all the way at the back, like one of those half-circle booths. And you see there's this very large tapestry hanging down. This image of a beholder is on the front, and it's very, like, shooting eye beams. It's extremely dramatic, like, kind of just curtaining off this booth here.
When Cara sees it, she's like, we killed one of those. No big deal.
Wow, okay. Fair.
Flex.
What a way to enter a room.
Yeah, and so as you go ahead and you push back this curtain, you see that there is a tiefling woman sitting there. She's got red skin, red ruddy complexion. She is sitting all the way in the back of this booth, very nervously kind of tapping the table in front of her. You also hear this strange, like, squeaking sound coming from somewhere around her, but you can't see the source of the noise. And as you catch it, or you walk in there, she looks up at you suddenly and is like, oh, are you the ones?
Yes.
Were you waiting for heroes?
Are you
Wow.
Solari?
Yes. Please, come with me. There should be others. Did you get my note?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And both of you as well.
Yeah, I
Well, we
pulled
got
my
a
note
note.
out. Yeah. And this is you?
Yes, yes. Please, have a seat, have a seat.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Sliding into the booth.
And as she does, she pushes something next to her out of the way, and you hear it like sound, and the scuttling of something that crawls up the wall. An invisible something that's just kind of seated up there in the corner. All of you, thank you for coming. I bear grave tidings. Perhaps you have seen the strange things that have been happening in our fair city.
I mean, we just got here.
Yeah, we're new.
Um,
I'm
mean,
gonna
a
say
ghost
no.
just
I
sang
Well, I
haven't.
mean, there was
song.
the woman who just sang the really sad song.
Yeah.
There's that.
And that was
Ghost
kind
place-
of
out
weird.
there.
I do not refer to the Elf Song Tavern. That is a local treasure.
Okay.
It's a beautiful song.
It's a treasure.
That's why I picked this bar. It's my favorite bar.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
that says a lot about you, so that's real good.
I hope you're happy. You're finding your truth.
Yes, but we didn't come here for that. Baldur's Gate has been plagued lately by a series of strange omens, circumstances. Just they portend horrible things, and all of you are involved in it somehow. I can't explain exactly, but my heritage, there's something coming. I can tell there's something coming, and well, look. And she pulls out of one of her pockets this bag, and you can tell that there's something jingling inside of it. And as she does so, she looks at all of you in turn, holding this bag very gravely. And then she turns it out on the table, and casting in front of her, there are a bunch of knuckle bones that fall on the table. And they're all inscribed with these different runes that none of you would recognize as infernal. So there are these devilish markings on each of these bones, and as they cast and scatter about the table, you see them spin piece by piece and then land. And on each of them, the symbol that is painted red falls upwards. And you notice, Farah, symbol for war, doom, destruction, plague, death are the 5 that fall upwards on this table. And she looks at all of you in turn again, like, do you understand?
It's very pretty.
What?
That ain't good. So that happens every time you do that. That's not just like luck.
No, I have never seen readings like this, and I'm not sure how, but all of you are affected by what is to come.
And those runes told you that?
Yes. I have been casting these day in, day out for over a week now. They have always come up in this same way. Something big is about to happen. We are on the precipice of total destruction, unless all of you can stop it.
Well,
Well, okay.
Have to.
I'm ready to fight something.
yeah, so what do we got to do?
Yeah.
I don't know. I am merely
Great.
a messenger.
This is going to
Good
be great.
start. Good
Whoa.
start.
But I do know that you're going to need this. And she reaches again back into her coat pocket, and she takes out something that's wrapped in a very thick piece of leather. And she holds it in her hand. It takes up about the size of her palm. And she looks at all of you. Who is the purest of heart among you?
That's not me.
I'm gonna say Saye.
I don't know. I've said that too many times in my life before, and I've been proven wrong. So, but I'll take whatever it is.
Or
And he just sat with me for like 3 hours without me not saying a word and was totally fine with it. So that at least says something.
He was drinking water when we came in.
And yeah, so
I mean, I'm comfortable taking it, but as a group, there's 3 of you and 2 of us. If you all would prefer that one of you carry the item, I understand.
whoever takes this item will face a grave responsibility in keeping this safe.
And Carl points to Salia, and he's like, "Oh, she'll take it. She looks very pure."
Okay.
Very good.
And as she holds this coin in her hands, you can tell she's moving it, kind of twitching about. It's like it's hot, so she doesn't want to keep it in the same spot for too long. And as she does so, she pushes the bundle towards you on the table and looks relieved the minute it's out of her hand.
Saya takes, like, I don't know, a fork on the table and just scoots it towards her.
Yeah, you do. So now you have this leather-wrapped bundle
Yeah.
right in front of you. It's about the size of maybe like a coaster.
She's lightly touching it to see if it's hot.
As you touch this thing, this, even through the material, this sense of just dread and unease comes at you, and you swear you can hear something in the back of your mind. Maybe it was a scream?
Oh, no. That doesn't bode well. Okay. She's not going to touch it anymore. She's going to let it sit on the table until we're done here.
And she's like, no, you have to take it. This is going to be your key to fixing all of this. This is how you pay the ferryman.
The ferryman to where?
I really can't say, but you need to take this.
Oh.
What the hell is it?
Are you going to open it?
Oh. I don't know. I'm holding it now. Should I open it?
Yeah, what's
Hell
in-
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, it's D&D Christmas.
Right?
Get in there. And
Good.
as you do, so you fold back this leather wrapping, and you see that there is an iron coin on the inside, this very large coin that has, again, this infernal writing just around the outside edges of it. And as you look at this coin, it's hard to tell. It's almost like the face of it is shifting back and forth, so it's hard to get a read on what it is. But now that you have it open, and when it comes in direct contact with your skin, you can hear the sound of a tortured soul screaming in complete agony as
no.
you hold this coin in your hand. And Sylvira collects the bones off of the table and packs them away, and she's like, I wish there was more I could do to help. But I've taken a great risk in coming here already. And she begins to collect her stuff and is trying to make her way out of the booth.
Wait, do you know where we can find the ferryman? Do you have anything else for us?
You'll find him on the river Styx. And she's like wiping her hands off like it was vile for her to even touch the coin. And you hear again that chittering sound from up in the corner as an invisible creature bounds down to the ground and follows after her as she pushes her way out of the Elf Song Tavern.
No. Can I roll, like, a knowledge religion
Yeah.
for the coin?
Definitely.
Guidance.
The river stinks. Why would a river be made of
three.
sticks? How are boats supposed to float on the
Plus
river?
3? 23.
A 23. Okay. So this whole encounter has been pretty, like, vibing your this is not a great thing senses.
No.
This is not great. So this coin is clearly an infernal artifact of some kind. And when I say infernal, that's devils. The language of devils from the Nine Hells. Like, a whole thing. The river Styx is the river that winds through the first layer of hell. And this thing that you have in your hand, you've never seen one of these, but you've heard rumors or, like, seen sketches of them. What you have in your hand here, this is called a soul coin. In this coin is trapped a tortured soul. And this is the currency of hell that you have holding in your hand at this moment.
I instantly gain an understanding of why that woman was acting the way she was.
Yeah.
I am very uncomfortable, and my heart is breaking slowly.
Wait, so why do you have to be pure to hold it? That seems like a real shit thing to have.
Let's pick the best of us to
What have I
suffer.
been fighting for my whole life? Okay, well, I'm pretty sure there's a soul trapped in this coin, a tortured soul. It is in agony. But this is the only currency that we can use, apparently, to get to across the river Styx.
Well, I'm really
I
good
don't-
with boats, but I don't know where that river is, so
I don't either.
I have never heard of the river Styx.
Not to like pin you down because you're like a tiefling, but you know, Sorry.
This is a teachable moment.
Wow.
This is a learning moment.
I mean, that's kind
but
of
it's
rude,
no.
but also kind of valid. So,
Would I know anything about where the location could be, or if it's somewhere?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a history or an arcana, religion, however you feel Farah would get to this information.
All right. So 20, not natural.
Okay, so you know that the River Styx is in the first layer of Hell, which is a place called Avernus, which is just rumored to be this horrific battleground where demons and devils constantly rage like war against of each other, and the River Styx is basically the only thing that divides the two warring camps at any given time. You would have no idea how to get down into Hell. That is a whole mess of something else that you are definitely going to have to consult some expert help, because it's not of this plane. It's literally going to a different place altogether to get to the River Styx. So the fact that she has given you this object, you're still going to have to find a way to get there.
I let them know all of that, and then let them know at the end. But yeah, I don't know where it is, so.
Any ideas on who we should talk to?
Does it make sense to go find like a church?
Although tell me.
No, no.
I really think you'd tell us to go to hell if we came in our with this.
oh yeah. Is there like an unchurch, like a nega church or something?
Let's find the nega church. You know, if there was a place that would have it, it's Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Truly.
Do they have like a directory here? Like we could just look like nega church or bad peoples or something?
Bad people, yellow books,
Yeah.
yellow pages.
I always like to start and ask the bartender.
Good call.
Yeah. All right. Back to the bartender.
Okay. Yeah, and she is still at the counter, cleaning her glasses, looking out far away, perhaps thinking about the beautiful song she must hear every single day.
We really just won't give this up.
No, it's a beautiful tavern. Deal with it. So she's there, dreamily cleaning some glasses.
We're about to ruin her day.
Well, welcome to D&D.
It's our job.
So I guess I go up to her and I kind of like lean against the bar, and I'm just like, hey, if I wanted to have a wild time and meet some seedy people, do you know about where I would go?
Could you be more specific?
I don't
What
know.
kind of wild time?
Kind of.
I get off in a couple hours.
Oh.
She bats her eyelashes at you.
I am so flattered. Unfortunately, I have business to attend to, but
Shame.
perhaps, maybe people who like to get a little rowdy, people with some horns, maybe people who know people with bigger horns. Extra planar travel?
Well, perhaps, the scholars at Candlekeep know about that sort of thing. They have a library. Horns in general, they have costume shops. Some crazy parties happening in the docks all the time.
Great. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. I didn't want to end up going to a library, but I think that's where I need to go. Thank you so much for your help.
Of course. And if you like to come back later, I'll be here.
Oh. I'm just going to give you this, and I give her a gold coin, and I'm like, thank you for your time. Enjoy your sad music.
I will. And she picks it up and spins it, and then pockets it.
All right. So I'm thinking maybe we go to Candlekeep, get a little bit more knowledge on how to get to hell. Sentences I never thought I'd say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know where else. So
I had a backup plan. If they don't know anything, we can have a seance in the bar and talk to the ghost. Be like, how'd you get?
I like that one.
I
that
like
one
that
sounds
one
real
better.
fun.
I don't want to go to the library.
Okay.
What is it? You gotta
Screw it, let's just have a seance.
you gotta write Mary on the mirror, and you say your name 3 times. I did that as a kid, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
The bartender hears you. She leans in and goes, Please don't have a seance in my bar.
Oh, but okay, so do you know how to get to hell? Because that's kind of like where we're trying to go.
I certainly do not. Is this a joke?
He's drunk.
Well, mostly. Do you know anybody who, might like devil worship or something,
Is there like a neighborhood cult?
Yeah,
You know.
Okay, well, there is this man who stands on the street corner about 2 blocks away from here every day. He just rants and raves, and he has a lot of that crazy looking writing, like on those notes you've been looking at for about 3 hours. He's always screaming, and he's just out there on the corner.
Oh, he sounds real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
like
like
a
that
real.
guy.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
oh,
meet
yeah,
him.
he sounds great.
Is he just out there all the
creature.
time?
Well, every time I walk past, so yeah.
Oh,
He I don't know if he's a very scary man.
Oh, well, that I can handle.
Well, we have
Again.
options now.
Please don't have a seance in my bar.
Well,
We
we know we're
won't.
not going to make any promises, but if the guy pans out, then don't worry.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll wait for you to come back then.
All right, scary looking dude on the corner then.
Off
And
we
Kara
go.
starts beelining out the door.
Okay.
Did she tell us where the library is? Where we would need to go there?
She said Candlekeep as if it's a very famous place.
Oh, okay.
So you figure you could probably ask someone, and they would be able to direct you.
Gotcha.
All right, so Kara, as you step out of this bar, so you all met around 8 or so. It was a little bit until you figured out that she had been sitting behind the curtain for so long. So right now it's about 8:30, 9-ish. Night is in full swing. There are no stars in the sky as you step out. In fact, this very thick, almost ominous mist has rolled in, but it's not cold and clammy. It's hot. It's a warm, muggy mist. And every once in a while, you'll look up in the sky and you'll see a red twinkle. Like, it's almost like if like a plane flies overhead, but there aren't planes in D&D. So it's just these red twinkling lights. It's just a very weird, and the air itself smells metallic. Almost. And as you step out onto the street, there are a few people mulling about. Most people either going to the bar or coming from the bar. A couple wagons that are moving back to their home destinations. Kara, what is your armor class?
19.
Okay. Wow. All right. So as you step out into the streets and your companions begin to file behind you, you just hear this whooshing sound, and then this sensation of complete pain hits you as a crossbow bolt has hit you right in the back of the neck at this
Oh
point.
my god.
Son of a biscuit!
This is us controlling our mouths for an event. Wow, okay, so let me go ahead and pull this up here. Oh, man, okay, so that is going to be 14 piercing damage as this hits you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let me roll for my fun extra effect. Okay, and then I need you to make a DC Constitution saving throw as you feel poison begins to pump in from this crossbow right into the back of your neck.
Ooh, I have advantage on those.
Well done.
Excellent.
Ooh, yes. Oh, that is a natural 20. I will take that.
Fine. Okay. We're already starting. Okay, so you take just that damage, but as you feel this acid is just pumping into your system here, you are still going to take half of that.
Okay.
So half of 5d6
It's
might
fine.
still hurt. Oh, wow, I'm rolling really good too, so deal with it. That is 20 total, so you will be taking 10 acid damage.
Alright.
And this happens, so from somewhere up above, somebody has fired this, so it's hitting you down at downward angle here. So all of you are stepping out of the bar just as you see your dwarven companion just like this bolt seemingly from nowhere comes down and hits your companion. I need everybody to go ahead and roll some initiative.
Heck yeah! Celeste. I'm not even lying. Look at that.
I got a 22.
In front of all my cool wizards friends.
Don't embarrass me in front of the
Don't
wizards.
embarrass me in front of Chris Perkins. Okay, so what is your total?
22.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and Saye, what did you get?
7.
Okay, and Farah?
14.
All right, and then Carl.
15.
Okay, and Gooby.
23.
Wow, Gooby.
Get it, Goobs.
Coming in strong.
Yeah.
Clutch, Goobs, clutch. Okay, I think I got everybody on here. Yay, all right, so Kara, we are starting off with you here.
Oh, wait, I only have a 22. You had a 23.
Okay, Gooby,
Yes.
you, my man.
All right, since I saw that it was a airboat, I do like a quick song, and I throw up warding wind, and this giant whirlwind appears around us it's like we're inside, but you can hear the roar, and it will...
How big is this?
So it is a 10-foot radius,
Oh,
so
cool.
we'll all fit in there, and it gives all range attacks have disadvantage to hit us.
That is
Nice.
rude.
Thank you.
Bards.
And this wind moves at 20 miles an hour, it's in the spell description.
Wow, okay, that is insane. And how long does that last?
It's concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay, sweet. So as this happens, and then suddenly a giant wind pool begins to form here. What does it look like when you cast this?
So you see him he just kind of pulls out a little instrument, it's like, and then he's like,
Quick power
okay, now
chord.
go. And then you just see this brief little white wisp of wind, and then it just picks up, and this giant whirlwind of white, bright, you can just it's like anime wind
Yeah.
is
Anime
going
wind.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as this happens, people start screaming in the street because... Oh my god. So it just picks up, and it seems to boom, way further than you anticipated, as all the hot air gets heated up, forming this almost hurricane, fearsome power as this is happening. So people in the streets start screaming and trying to throw themselves out of the way of what's happening here. And people are like, guards, call the guards! And that's all happening off in this chaos here. And so that is your turn. And then I will take my turn. So, all right, disadvantage, you say.
Yep.
Bummer. Okay. So from either side of the street, so basically you're all in front of the Elf Song Tavern. Immediately across from you, you see there are a couple different shops. So they all have glass windows that are displaying different goods, like clothes and shields, stuff like that. And they're all locked down for the night. But then you do see that there are alleys between each block on either side, so a very grid-like city. Coming from those two alleys on the far side, you begin to hear growling and barking sounds. And you hear people going, oh my god, oh god, no! And just sounds coming from down below. And then you see these two bright orange flares from something coming out of these two alleyways. And you see these large dogs, but they certainly don't look like any dogs you've ever seen, coated in flames. Their eyes burning with these red, just hellish lights as they step out into the crowd. You see one of them is coated in blood on its muzzle as one of those screams had stopped from the people down below. So you see these two hounds step out onto the street in front of you. So they are now in play. All right, and then Kara, we're at you.
Kara is immediately gonna grab her shield from her back, unsheath her sword, and then lock eyes with this bloody hound and go charging towards it.
As you look into its eyes, you swear you see hell itself.
Ooh, delicious.
Yum!
Yeah.
Yes!
All right, so yeah, how could I make it there with just my movement, or would I? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Well, actually, I'm gonna say it's really hard to do that with the wind. So go ahead
sure.
and move with.
It's
Half
difficult
speed.
terrain.
Okay, it's difficult terrain. All right,
So half speed as you move. What's your movement?
35.
Okay, I'll say you can still get there. Why not? It's more fun that way. Chop
Yeah.
it.
So she's gonna after she plucks this bolt out of her neck with the hand, and she's just looks at
You,
it.
you see that it is made of this black twisted iron that has a bunch of barbs in it. So as you rip it out, I'm going to need you to take 3 more damage
Yeah, sure.
as the barbs catch on your skin. It is like no bolt you have ever seen.
She takes it, she looks at it, she casts it aside, and then you just see like this, her face just become bright tomato red that just matches like the fury of her hair, and she looks at this dog, and then unsheathes her weapons, and she's gonna use her bonus action to rage, and she's gonna start charging at this thing and
All right, go
and
ahead.
go a chopping. All right, let's see. That is a 29 to hit.
No!
Oh God.
I say the name.
Let's
yes,
go
of
home.
course, it's 29 hits.
It's going to go very
And
fast.
then,
Hey, you're all level 10. Things are serious.
and then I'll roll her second attack. Her second attack is a 16.
16 will do it.
All right. So that's going to be 8 plus 9, so 17 plus 12 is 29 damage altogether. As she just like swings, she brings her sword into the side of like the ribs of this dog, and then she springs back and then goes slices right across the front chest.
That is super gross. But it's going to try and hit you with the Hellish Rebuke.
Bring it.
Okay. All right, that will not do it. So you manage to avoid, like, as these flames issue, like, more off of this dog. So you get your good swings in and back up just enough in time that you're not lit on fire.
Yay!
Which would have been fun for me, but guess not. And you hurt it a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's my turn.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Good with that? Okay. All right, so moving on to Carl. We are at you now. So you see your dwarven companion who got bolted in the neck is run towards this dog and is just chopping at it. You still have no idea where the arrow came from.
So not wanting to be outdone, Carl starts chasing after Kara. And on my way to her, I'm going to cast Bless.
Nice.
And so as I pass Sawya and Goovy, and then the final target being Kara, who
Nice.
is ahead of me.
Heck yeah.
Sweet, thank
All right,
you.
and remind us what Bless does?
Bless adds +4 to an attack roll or a saving throw.
Nice. Okay, so don't forget to roll your Bless die on everything.
Hashtag blast.
Yeah, so blessed. Thank you, D&D Live, blessed. Yeah, watch the Venture Maidens if you want more of this good these good funnies. Okay. All right, Carl, anything else for your turn?
No, just moving towards Kara.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so do you want to flank with Kara on
Yeah.
this dog? Okay, perfect. So you do so. And then Farah, we're up to you.
Okay, so I want to kind of just like walk out because we were all just leaving the tavern and kind of look from the source of where the arrow came from and try to see if I can find out where that came from.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Natural
Yes.
20.
Yeah, this is how we
So
do
many
it.
times, you guys.
This is how we do it.
Someone's conspiring against me. I don't
Hell
know.
itself.
Hell itself.
Hell itself just wants us to win.
Is not on my side.
No.
Wow.
Crazy.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So as this happens, you're looking up, kind of scanning where the arrow came from. You see that about 1 block away on a corner, there looks like it's maybe an abandoned church building. You see that there's a bell tower on top, and then there's a shape, and you can just see it. There's no moon in the sky tonight, but just on these red illuminations that happen every once in a while in the sky, you can see that there's a figure that is crouched up on that bell tower holding something out towards you.
How far away would you say it is in feet?
Maybe about, let's look at my range here. Let's let the book inform me. 300 feet.
Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going
Great.
to use a sorcery point to use distance spell and cast fireball out at him at 300 feet.
Fireball?
Yeah.
Oh my
Just at the
gosh.
top, just so that it doesn't really get the building, but it gets
This
just his
is-
head.
Nuts. Do it. I love it.
Yeah,
I love this.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
this. What do I need to do?
You need to make a dexterity saving throw DC 17.
Oh my god. Okay. A 16?
That fails.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
This is good. Big scary combat.
So that's 21 points of fire damage.
Okay, and why aren't you immune to fire? Oh no, you are immune to fire. Oh, I see. 21 points of fire damage, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. So at sorry, I was just zooming in on the stat block. It's good for me. You see, there's this sudden explosion that lights up the night sky. Because I think Fireball, it starts out kind of small, and then it gets there, and then you see that explosion. So all of you, in the middle of combat, you're doing your thing, and then suddenly a building is flying, like, off. You just see the old boards of this bell tower just completely explode in, like, heat and stone and flame as this happens, and you completely lose sight of the dark figure in the midst of all this chaos. The building itself is collapsing down.
Farah just turns around to look at all of her companions. She's like, I found him.
I got him.
We're never coming back here.
Well, we can't come back to Baldur's Gate. Luckily, this is a one-shot. So as the building begins to collapse here, dust and stone starts like bursting out onto the streets. And again, screaming, like, as this is happening, all of a sudden the building's on fire, and these two dogs are on fire, and people are in the streets. Anything else for your turn?
Bonus action, I will get a spiritual weapon out by the hellhounds.
Yep.
And try to swing at them.
Tell me about your spiritual weapon.
So, Farah's eyes have begun glowing, and her cat pupils have completely become engulfed in this light. And after she looks at that, makes the big explosion, she turns around, and the top of her staff glows, and almost like a string comes out and forms a pair of scissors, which move over and just go towards the hellhound and just almost pull a thread from them and start snipping at it as they maybe take damage.
The Sisters of Sorrow are 3 goddesses of fate, if anybody wants to know why the scissors thing.
Okay, so that's going to be a 16?
A 16, yep, that's going to do it. Okay. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Whoop, whoop.
And is this on the same one that everybody has been attacking?
Yeah, that's just going to be 6 points.
Okay, so 6 points of damage as you cut a life thread from this hellhound.
So cool.
All right. Okay, and then moving along, we are now to Saye.
Finally.
It's
But
me!
I want to see if that guy that was on the roof jumped somewhere else, or if there was any remains of him left over.
Go ahead and try to make me a perception check in the
Okay.
middle of all of this. This whole mess.
That's only a 13.
You try to look at this, but the heat and the flames, like, you can't even look at it, and it's, like, blinded you, like, going from so little light to so much light, so you can't see anything.
Okay. Then I will just charge on over towards Kara as well and start pounding on that
All right.
hell flame
Go ahead
dog.
and try and hit.
15.
Okay. So 15 is just going to do it.
Ooh, good. Okay. Do it in my quarterstaff, and that's 7 damage.
Okay. How do you want to take down this hellhound?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Everybody has been ganging up on it.
Getting on it.
She's still trying to like gather what's going on in all this fire and chaos, and just sees that people are struggling with one of the hounds. So with the blunt end of my quarterstaff, I just kind of knock it on the head. Not even super aggressively, just like I'm here now.
And
did
scene.
something.
Yeah, so you do so, and you hear that cracking sound come from the hellhound as the flames licking across its body start to diminish. And then you just see like this large, monstrous, black-furred thing slumps to the ground, dead. Anything else for you?
Isn't there another one?
The other one is about 30 feet away from you. That's probably not a problem, though, because you're a monk.
Yeah. How far did I move already?
So you had to move... well, you would have had to move about 30 feet to get here, and it is difficult terrain. So 15 feet?
Well, yes. I don't think I actually deal with difficult terrain.
I don't think that's a problem for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you can
But
go
I
ahead and
I
run
have
to the other
another
one.
20 feet to go, but let's just...
You're fine. Give me an acrobatics or an athletics or something. Do some cool, run up a wall, flip off
No.
something.
Jump into the wind.
Jump into the wind.
Let it carry you.
She swirls up and comes down.
I got a 10, so I jump, but my pants snag on the rubble or
No.
something.
Yeah. So you jump. Yeah, the edge of your pant gets caught on a rusty nail sticking out of the building. You're like, oh no. And so the wind kind of blows you around a little bit, and you limply get up. All right, and then Gooby, we're back at you.
So I look at the other dog,
Yes.
and I just go, "Oh, you're a real bad dog." Vicious mockery. It has to make a wisdom save.
You are not a good
dog.
boy.
You are not good.
You are
no.
not good. A wisdom save. All right, Puppo. A 7.
Yeah,
It's a
no.
big ol' 7.
It takes.
It believes you. It's devastated.
It takes 5 psychic damage,
Whoa.
and it has disadvantage on its next attack because it's a real bad dog.
Oh.
No.
Wait.
Poop on the snoot. No. Wow. Well, that's extremely sad. The dog cries a little bit. Some fire comes out of its eyes. All right. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Okay. And you're still maintaining concentration on your wind.
Yep.
Which is not nice for me. So this hound, having heard all of this and watching you all slay its companion, and you're all in a nice little group, is going to run up, and it bounds with a speed you wouldn't believe, of such a large, lumbering creature. And as it does, you can see this heat glowing around its jaws, and it opens up its mouth, and then suddenly this cone of fire hits all of you. So I'm going to need everybody to go ahead and make dexterity saving throws.
13.
12.
This isn't an area
Oh
attack
wait, do
kind
I
of thing,
might
is
actually
it?
get to add my shield bonus to that.
It is.
Oh, okay.
23.
Dirty 20.
Wow. Okay. I think you're all taking half damage.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, same.
Okay, well, that's fine. So half of that, 18, 20. Watching me do math live. Okay, so half of 26 is you're all going to take 13 fire damage.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
take
use my
half of
reaction
that.
to hold up my shield to take no damage instead.
YOLO. Okay. So you are not hit by anything. Ever. You win, D&D. Okay. So that's the Hellhound as it makes it move. But now that you all have moved out of the wind, or is it centered on you?
It's centered on me.
Rude! Okay, then I will go ahead and try and hit you, friend, with disadvantage. It's still very good. Okay, let me double check. Okay, is a 16 going to hit you?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. So a crossbow bolt flies. Stop it.
Pure joy.
I love when my monsters hit. Okay, so a crossbow bolt comes flying at you. So I'm going to need you to go ahead and take 2d10s. That's gross. Okay, that'll be 18 piercing damage. Let me roll for your effect. Oh, for the next 24 hours, I know the direction and distance to you and get advantage to hit you. That's cool.
Whoa.
All right.
Interesting.
So that happens to you as you get hit with one of these infernal bolts. And let me just double check here. Yeah, okay. All right. And you know it came somewhere from where the building has collapsed, somewhere on the ground here. You still can't see your direct assailant. All right, and then Sage. So, Kara, we are at you.
All right, so now that this hound has released this fire unto us, she
Yes.
is going to go and smack it.
You can try.
Celeste.
How does that happen? I wish we had a dice cam. It's a natural 20 again. That's the
Again.
third one. Can we get a counter?
Kara smash.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh man, all right, where's another d6? Here we go. All right, hit number 1. Wow. All right.
Man.
12, 14, 16, 22 damage. As she just brings her hand right over the back, like aiming for the spine.
I don't like you guys at level 10. We just leveled up before this.
Second attack. That is a 21.
Yeah. That will do.
And then that'll be 11, 17 damage. Bonus action attack.
Woo!
My goodness.
Girl, another 21.
Okay.
And
I'm not scared. You're scared.
and that's another 13 damage as she swipes for right in the underbelly.
Well, how do you want to kill this in one round?
Kara's pissed. She's just like, I get shot. They're dogs. And she goes. She swipes immediately for the back of the spine. Goes over it, cuts off one of its legs, and then swipes up on the upswing right through the belly as just like these horrid, like disgusting organs come flowing.
And they're
onto
all
the
on
street.
fire. All
They're
the
all
organs
on
are on
fire.
fire.
And Kara's looking around and she immediately turns to all of you and is like, where's the other one?
Oh boy. And that's your turn. And then Carl, where are you?
Carl's kind of just at a loss for words because
Oh my god,
never,
I forgot
never
it was
seen dogs
blessed.
before, but let alone
That.
the savagery.
Yes.
I'm just going to hold my action. Like I don't. We don't really know where
Yeah.
our third assailant is, and so I just want to hold my action.
Sure. Do you want to trigger to hold your action for? Like until you see him, or
Yeah, until
okay, till they become apparent. All right. And then moving on to Farah. What's the play?
All right, I'm going to go over to Gooby, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on you, level 2.
Healers. They're so nice.
We love them.
Okay, so that's going to be 14 points of healing for you.
Nice.
Oh, thanks. You're real nice.
Oh, thank you. You're really nice.
Thank you.
She like winks at you, and then she's like, I think we need to go this way. And I'm going to just like start moving towards the building.
Yeah. Go ahead and since you're moving closer, give me another perception check.
That
Nice.
is, I know, right? That's going to be 20.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So as you make your way towards this collapsed building now, imagine this is very like end scene of a movie where like everything's on fire and like timbers have like fallen over, and you're picking your way like through the fire, like where are you? Where are you? And then you see this large shape just standing comfortably like in the middle of the flames licking up whatever like the cloak that they were wearing, and this thing stands about 7.5, 8 feet tall.
Holy moly.
As it's there, and it's got very rounded, broad shoulders and these kind of stumpy. It's just a very strange looking body that's in front of you with these large tusks coming out of the front of its face, and holding in its hands is this black, twisted looking, vicious looking crossbow that's leveled right at you, Farah, as you come face to face with this thing. And it grunts something towards you in a language that sounds like if babies were crying constantly, mixed with like, just like the most, if you were a chain smoker for like 80 years. Like, it's horrible. This horrible sound comes out of this creature. And it's yelling something at you, though none of you speak. Oh, you speak Infernal.
I sure do.
This is the language
Crime,
of your people.
babies, and smokers. That's
Yeah. It's like your mom talking to you.
Oh god.
Wow, this is the sound of your mother's voice.
I
I
remember
miss
that.
her.
Oh, please. So as this crossbow levels at you and this creature speaks to you, it says, "We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way."
I've always been a fan of the hard way.
And without another word, it puts a bolt down and like slams and reloads. Anything else for your turn?
No, but also, what's the status of the spiritual weapon? It's just hanging back there. How far did I go? Just 30 feet away?
Yeah, about 30 feet. You could have moved it.
Okay,
With
so I'm going
you.
to move it 20 feet, and then
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah. So it's not right up on this thing yet, but it's trailing behind you. Okay, and then Saye. So you haven't seen the assailant, but you know that Farah has walked off into the middle of this building that's
Uh-huh.
on fire for some reason.
Right. Well, I'm also still curious as to where that guy went, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over there with her.
Yeah, and as you do so, you see the same thing. So this guy was about 30 feet away to get over there, so you
Okay.
still have...
Yeah, I can make it.
All right.
I got 50 feet.
I'm a monk. Stop asking how far I can move.
Don't question
I can
me.
do it.
I'm already there.
Yeah, take a look around. Okay, so you move on. Sorry. The whisper in the wind. So you go up to this guy, and are you gonna try and attack him?
Yeah, can I sneak around?
Sure. Go ahead and make a stealth. For
Okay.
me, but that will be your action if you're
You gotta move slowly.
sneaking around.
Yeah, okay, I'm still gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl.
24.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. You think you've snuck successfully? What are you doing? Like trying to get behind him, or?
Yeah, I'm getting my short sword out.
Okay.
And getting behind him.
Okay, yeah, and you can definitely like hide amidst, a piece of falling timber or something. So you circle around the back here. So you see Farah facing off against this thing, and then you sneak around to the back of the building.
Yes.
All right, so you are in position for whatever you're gonna do, and then Gooby, we're up to you.
As I see people sort of leaving the wind, I'll just let it go
Yeah.
Let it
so that
go.
stops. And then I'm going to move down to see. I'm going to move down to where everybody's gathering to see if I can see what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, you do. Yep, definitely. As you get to, you're like, oh man, that guy's ugly. He is
He's
ugly and
Oh.
scary.
Oh,
and really
you know-
big.
UGLY.
You look like a villain. I'm pretty sure none of us like you, and I don't think anybody has ever liked you. I'm mocking you viciously.
It says back to you.
Go ahead and make that wisdom saving throw.
That hurt. Hope you all enjoyed that. I did not. That'll be a 15.
Oh no, you didn't make it. You're going to take 8 points of psychic damage and then
Oh.
have disadvantage on that next their attack.
Oh boy.
Because you're not a nice fella.
Oh no, you're a
Oh,
real
no.
bad man, and I don't like you.
You're a bad boy.
None of us
okay.
here think you're good, so
True.
You are clearly evil. Okay, let me do some math there. Mathing hard over here.
Should we try and keep him alive barely to take us to
well,
hell?
since the nega
There's
church got
something.
blown up by some sort of fire thing, yeah, probably.
I don't know who could
Yeah,
have done
that weird guy in the
That-
corner. Definitely
Demons,
Definitely.
fire, they're wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that happens. Anything else for your turn?
That's it. For
Okay.
me.
All right. And then it is my turn. So this thing is gonna level its crossbow one more time and says, "I'm going to take you out. This is what I was hired to do. You might as well lay down and die." And as he does so, he's gonna fire off at you, Farah, with disadvantage because his feelings were hurt.
Yeah, they are.
I'm a good assassin. I swear.
I'm a good boy.
No.
Stop telling me what to do. Is a 19 going to hit you, Farah?
It would, but I'm gonna cast shield.
Bam.
Fine. So another one of these wicked-looking crossbow bolts comes flying at you and just deflects immediately off of your shield here, and you are safe. And both my hounds are gone, so we move right on to Kara. Let's see how much longer this combat lasts.
Yes.
So Kara is going to. So you said he's about 30 feet away?
Yes.
Oh boy, she is going to run her little legs on over to his buns, and then she is going.
Get in them buns.
Get all
Get all
up
up
in
on
there.
them buns.
In
Slide
fact,
right in there.
in fact, she's gonna use her shield as a bonus action to try and shove his buns. Bun shove.
Bun shove.
A
She's
bunch
gonna
of
toast
attack.
those buns.
So we're gonna have
That's trademarked.
opposed strength checks.
Bring
Right,
it.
unless he wants to use acrobatics.
No.
That is.
Oh, that's
Uh,
a 25.
That's a hella.
What? No. I rolled a 19 plus 6, 25. You keep.
Oh, yeah, no, you do win. I got a 23.
Yes. Okay. So barely though.
Buns of steel.
Buns of steel.
Buns of steel.
So
that one.
this thing gets a +6 to strength, so it is ripped and it is big, and you almost push this thing down. Like as this is happening, I don't think he was prepared for the speed at which this little dwarven bullet comes like rocketing through the flames, just collapsing into him with a shield. So he gets pushed back like, the hell?
Yeah.
She like bounds off his legs a little bit, and then immediately brings her sword in to strike him.
Yes.
24.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Sweet. All right. Second attack. 12.
Well, the 24 will hit.
All right. Well, he is going to take 11 damage.
Okay. All right. So he takes 11 damage as you are squaring up against him.
And you know what? We're going to action surge.
If there was ever a time,
If there's a time.
it is now.
All right. Next attack. That is also a 12.
Yeah.
And then second attack. Damn, what the hell? 13.
You've done enough.
All those 20s sapped the life from your death.
Stacking 3 natural 20s. You've done enough.
You're in dice jail. Bad.
They're tired now.
Chill. Wow. Okay. All right. And then that is your turn, and we are at Carl.
So he's about 30 feet away?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to charge him directly, and at the last moment, pull Sora's
forgot I'm
Bane from my
blessed.
sheath.
Oh.
Oh, well.
I think it's whatever. And attempt to bring Sora's Bane up his thigh across his chest. First attack is a 10 to hit.
No.
Shocker.
No.
Second one is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, for
Perfect.
sure. 26.
And so Sora's Bane has an activated ability,
Ooh, tell
two
me.
charges, that lets me cast a level 3 Divine Smite.
Woo!
So I'm going to use that.
That is so good for this.
Right?
Perfect.
It's so good.
So let's see.
Paladins, man.
It's crazy.
9, 16,
Holy moly.
They just keep rolling.
34.
Ooh. Damage?
Yes. Eh?
Radiant?
Eh?
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Is it radiant damage?
Yes.
I don't think,
I think
that
you're
actually.
Hold on.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. He's still up, but what does that look like? What does your Holy Fury look like?
It's literally just it looks like a plain sword.
Yeah.
And that's it. There is no special effects.
It's
just a
just-
very
It's just a
Or it's a
very-
sad sword. If we make it another turn, we'll see.
I want to know. Okay, that's awesome. So you, smack this thing with Holy Fury, and it reels back, like having been hit by a dwarf from nowhere, and now, like, Holy Light is flinging around. This guy is looking scared. All right, and then with that, we move on to Farah.
I think you
All
might have
right.
skipped me. But
I'm going
that's
to
okay.
go ahead and cast Spirit Guardians at level 4.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
for
that'll do.
Farah, once again from her staff, it starts to swirl up threads, and it kind of forms 2 giant, swole, sexy Deva men, barely clothed.
Yes, honey. Yes.
And they just go and
Please
start
more.
circling around her and just start cracking heads like
Yes.
nuts
it.
between
Yes.
thighs. It's great. All right, so Wisdom saving throw DC 17.
Okay. Wisdom. Ooh. Okay, a 15.
That fails. Okay, so that's so 17 points of radiant damage.
Ow.
And then I'm going to get my spiritual weapon to move up and take a whap at him.
Yep.
Ew, maybe. That's a 17?
To hit, yeah.
Okay, cool.
That is the number.
Nice.
So that's 10 points of damage?
Okay. Woo. This thing is shooting like just black acidic blood has started to run down its body now in rivulets as it's been smited and hit again with divine fury. And I imagine radiant damage more like opens up like sores like on these creatures as this is happening. It's literally burning away the evilness of their essence as this is happening. Happy birthday, whoever's in the studio. It's very cute, guys. Okay, and then Saye, we are at you now.
Yeah. Is this thing undead? No.
It is not.
Yeah.
It is
something.
a devil.
Yeah.
I'll just
Demon
give you that
Lord.
one for free.
Okay, well, then I guess I'm just gonna get at it with my short sword.
Yeah, and go ahead and give me advantage since you're attacking. It wasn't expecting you.
Okay.
And we're flanking from the front.
Yeah.
Alright, well. 16.
Okay, that is just not going to do it. With
Extra
advantage?
attack.
Okay.
I rolled it
Yeah,
twice.
all right, go ahead and try again.
12.
You're just the littlest monk that ever was.
I'm trying really hard.
There's so much like radiant energy flashing like around you right now. It's just almost impossible to see.
The light is reflecting off the blade so much, it's distracting me. So I'm going to put my short sword away and spend a key point to do some flurry of blows.
All right, do it. Do it, flurry.
I need to touch this guy.
I need
Ooh,
a
natural
win.
20.
Yay! Okay, all right,
I
go
monk
for it.
sometimes. 8 damage.
Oh, you have to roll.
And then-
Roll your damage twice
That's
because
right.
you're natural
I
20.
did it. 10 damage.
Tell me how you want to do this. Take him out.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm frustrated. I throw my sword back into its sheath, and then I kind of like jump on him around his back,
Yes.
piggyback, and then
Yes.
start punching him into his ears.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
So you jump, on the back of this thing that has been pushed backwards by divine smites and fury and the fire, and it's everywhere, and you jump around the back of his neck, and you're just like, boxing this thing, and then eventually you realize that you're moving through skull. It's getting very squishy as this happens, and this great beast just and crashes onto the ground here. And as you do see, so you see this black crossbow it was holding just skitters off to the side and then disappears in these black wisps of smoke. And you smell brimstone. Also, from somewhere on its body, a bunch of pieces of parchment start to roll out. You see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of parchment that roll off of its body.
Whoa.
Pick
How
one
can
Pick
up.
one up, and we each get one.
And as you open up these contracts, you see that they are. So it's this long contract written in, again, these infernal characters that looks like blood. And all of you can still recognize your names at the bottom of each one of these. So this creature clearly marked you for something. And as this happens and the flames themselves like start to dissipate, a lot of the rotting wood has already gone, you all hear this popping sound come from somewhere. And as you look at the air beside you, there is this momentary shimmering light. And out of this rip in space and time that appears, somebody stumbles forward. They look like they're in full plate armor, tarnished, burned, like they've been hit by blasts of flame and fire. And they stumble forward covered in ash and soot, and they have something, a box, in their hands. And they clutch towards you, and they fall down, like, kind of onto their knees and start scooting towards all of you, and they're coughing like they've been inhaling smoke, and they push this box towards you, and they're wheezing kind of on the ground.
Kara goes over and tries to like help them up, and then like immediately like takes the box and is like, the magic person.
Yeah, and as you look at this thing, this is a box that's got a bunch of different latches and symbols and dials and all of these strange, you've never seen anything quite like this. And as this is pushed over to you, this person that you're kind of supporting, you feel something hot on the side of your ribs, and you realize there's a great deal of blood that is gushing off of this person. And as they're looking up at you, they're like, please, this is the key. You have to stop what's coming. Hell is coming. And this person, you see their eyes rolls up in the back of their head as this person falls limply in your hands. And that's where we're going to stop. You all did great. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening to this special episode of the Venture Maidens. You all are fabulous. Everything about this event is fabulous. Thank you again to Wizards of the Coast for having us here. Also, thank you again to Josh from Taking Initiative and Victoria from the Broadswords. Check them out and all the other great podcasts happening. I know tomorrow we've got a bunch of great shows happening for you. And then, of course, tonight, all the main stage entertainment. So thank you again. But let's go around the horn and tell people who you are, where you can find us one more time. So let's start with you, Greg. Where can folks find you?
You can find me on Twitter at White Wing. You can find my show, Very Random Encounters, at VeryCast. And those are the best places to find me.
Yeah, all right.
I'm Brian Oxer. I am at with a K on Twitter. You can find me on the You Meet in a Tavern podcast.
I'm Katie. You can find me on Twitter at lazy_mermaiden. I'm on Nerd Immersion on Monday nights playing Rise of Tiamat and every other Wednesday with these lovely Venture Maidens.
And I'm Naseem. I'm Nazgul on social media, and I play every Tuesday on the Scraticus Twitch channel, Scrat Academy, and we're doing a Call of Cthulhu stream, and then, of course, every other Wednesday with the Venture Maidens Asaya.
Yes, and I'm Sage Stafford. You can find me at Staff of Sage for all of your social justice, Magic the Gathering, and nerd needs. I play with these wonderful individuals at Venture Maidens on Wednesday night.
And my name is Celeste Conowitch, at C. Conowitch on Twitter. If you like me playing D&D, you can find it a lot of places, including, like Katie said, Nerd Immersion, playing Rise of Tiamat on Monday nights. I am also part of, the Dungeon Masters block. I'm the co-host over there. So check out that show, as well as I am one of the hosts for Wizards of the Coast D&D Community, which is a monthly talk show that happens. So check all that out. And yeah, we're Venture Maidens. If you like our stuff, follow us on Twitter at Venture Maidens. You can find us on YouTube, Twitch, everywhere. Venture Maidens, check us out. We hope you had a great time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And thank you for descending with us.
We venture away.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we also do this thing here where we all try to say venture away at the same time.
Okay.
And then this will be it. Okay. All right. On the count of three?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Venture
away! Venture away, everybody.
That was a good one.
Pineapple.
That was good.
Pineapple.
I think that's the best
That was a
Venture
super good.
Away.
I think that was the best one
was.
we've ever done.
Clip it. Someone
No,
clip
you
it.
guys, somebody,
Right.
yeah. We'll have to
Finally,
steal that
they
for
did
later.
it.
We have to put it on the end of every episode.
Yeah.
They're like, what are these random man voices?
And our mouths don't actually sync up with it.